As y'all know, last week's episode was so good, we just couldn't stop. And it ran so long, we decided to make it a two-parter. So you guys sit back, enjoy the second half of our sit-down conversation with Wes Brewer, a true turkey killer from Mississippi. You guys enjoy.
About the only thing I don't hunt is a duck. I don't duck hunt.
That surprises me. You growing up in the Delta, I'm glad. I'm not a duck hunter.
Man,
I don't know, Dustin. You duck hunt any ever?
I have never duck hunted.
Okay, well,
man, you couldn't pay me to go out there and sit in that cold water and kill a nasty duck.
They ain't even good to eat. That's what I don't understand.
The only way I can eat it is in gumbo, and you don't even know it's in there.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean, I'm just being honest. And I got buddies that have cooked it, and they are some of these guys, they've duck hunted, and I could have, don't get me wrong, I could have duck hunted just like they do since they was toddlers. And everybody around there, all my buddies, they duck hunt, love duck hunt. Good. I'm glad you do. But I don't want to eat nothing that tastes like boot leather. And that's just my opinion.
No, it ain't just your opinion.
I was taught, if you don't eat it, you don't kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't hunt it because I ain't going to eat it.
Like I said, I don't think I've never eaten a good one.
I ain't either. That's the problem.
I'll be honest. I ate some one time at a deer camp. They had done soaked it for, I don't know, 3 weeks, I guess. However long you got to soak it. But they had done soaked it in something, orange juice or orange soda or something, and wrapped it in bacon with cream cheese. And he was like, man, that's good, ain't it? You like that, duck? Because everybody, like I said, I know people from everywhere, but especially around my hometown. I mean, I know everybody. And they knew I didn't like duck. And they was like, you like it? And I was like, I'll be honest with you, I can eat it. It's actually tastes pretty good. I said, but you put cream cheese and wrap anything in bacon, I'm about going to tell you it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could wrap up a dirt ball. I'd probably tell you it's pretty decent. But any other way I've had it, I'd rather go and get me a can of Viennas, to be honest with you.
I'm right there with you.
And that's just, some of my buddies, they love it. And they cook it, they sear it and they cook it on the smoker and they do all this. But if I'm going to eat a bird, I'd rather eat a turkey than I had anything. And that's, I like eating dove. I dove hunt. We put them up and keep them. And
have you ever traveled down? I went to Argentina last year,
man,
December.
I'd love to do that.
Let me tell you, I didn't. I really had got out of dove hunting, but my buddy up in Huntsville, he bought a charity hunt. It was the most expensive free hunt I've ever been on in my life. But anyway, I have never saw the birds. I mean, man, if you get Mac down there, I mean, it was, man. I killed 1,000.
Don't even mention that.
1,017 in 8 hours.
So,
one day.
Do you keep them all?
No. They gather them up. They'll give them to local people. But
you can't bring them back.
No, I mean, we had them piled up that day. We was hunting a cattle feedlot, and they were. I'm not exaggerating. And if I can find that little video I got, I'll send it to you. We come back from lunch, and they treat you like kings down there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not an expensive. It's more expensive to get there and get back. Well, I say that. I'll tell you another little story in a minute, but we come driving past that lot, and he said, y'all get your cameras ready and watch this. That boy, one of the guys that was driving, and he went up under the road passed between the feedlot, and we were hunting back out it really reminded me of South Texas, but there's some, I don't know what kind of trees it was. Maybe it might have been cottonwoods. I don't know, but it wasn't very big, kind of scrubby looking to me. But they come out of them trees like blackbirds. I've never seen, I mean, thousands of them. and they're a
Really?
nuisance down there. See that?
Oh yeah.
The people can't own guns. Only certain, they don't have our freedom to just have a gun, and get to go out and hunt. It's an act of God that even the man that owned the outfitting place we went, he was allowed to buy. Him and each of his family members could buy one gun a year, and they'd travel to the States and buy their guns. Now it was all Benelli's, good stuff. But he told me they every 2 weeks they rebuilt those shotguns. Every 2 weeks, because it's $1 a shot. So when I told my wife, I said, "Hey, I said, I won me a free T-shirt. I'm in the 1,000 Dove Club and a day club." And I said, "They give me a free T-shirt." She said, "How much them shells cost a piece?" And $1. She said, "Didn't sound like no free T-shirt to me." So, but it was just, it was nothing. I mean, you go, and they encourage you to shoot because that's how they make their money, of course.
That's right.
It was the best time. It wouldn't be something I would do every year, every 3 or 4 or 5 years. Oh, I'd go back now. I'm just been, maybe next December or something. I'd do it. I don't know if I'd have the money to do it, but, it was, I'm telling you, you want to go down and have fun. That's something to do.
You're probably the 4th or 5th person that's told me that, but I mean, I'd love to go, but man, I save my money. I save my money. Don't get me wrong. I blow money just like everybody else, but I try to spend it now, especially as Mac's getting a little older. I tend to spend it on him and turkey hunting and my daughters, car insurance. Good Lord.
Now,
oh yeah.
Now take it back. Now think about me. Mine's all grown now, so that might be a whole different story. 20 years from now
I don't
for
want
you.
us yet.
No. You better enjoy your time you got. I mean,
man,
my hardest,
they grow up so fast.
My hardest deer season was when my youngest son, he left for college, and man, it was, he was my hunter. I mean, he was like Mac was. If I was in the woods, he was in the woods. He loved turkey hunting, and he loved deer hunting. And there for a long time, I thought, in the beginning, when he started going with me, my oldest one never really cared for it too much. He's got back into it now, but, man, I got to go sit in the shooting house. I like climbing trees and doing, this and that. And then he got big enough to hunt on his own, and I kind of miss sitting with him, You learn so much sitting beside somebody, your kid, you talk about everything.
Oh, yeah.
So,
man, that old saying, that, we ain't just hunting. That's true story.
It's true.
But Mac, as much as Mac loves to turkey hunt, he hadn't got bit by the deer bug. He'll go. Don't get me wrong, and he's killed several bucks. But I have to. You gonna go hunting? Yeah, I'll go. But turkey, he knows right now when it's open. He knows today.
Yeah.
But deer season, I start getting my stuff out, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to shoot my rifle. I'm going to shoot my bow," which he's got a bow now. Now that he's getting old enough to shoot a bow, he's definitely more interested now because he wants to do what I do. I don't rifle hunt, but I don't know, 4, 5, 10 times a year maybe. I bow hunt 90% of the time, so it was a little harder getting him interested, which he's got his own rifle and all that, and, he's killed deer. But he wants to kill a big deer. And I'm like, well, he had the bad habit of shooting the first 8 point to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The first 6 point. As soon as he seen horn, Daddy, I'm going to shoot that one. Okay, I'm not going to tell him no. I don't care what you shoot. You can shoot. I tell everybody, you like to kill big deer? What about you? You going to let your boy kill one? I was like, he can kill whatever. He can kill the biggest deer I got on camera or the biggest deer that comes across. I do not care. But the only way he's going to do that is let the little ones go.
Yeah.
Because you shoot the first 8 point that walked out, well, now we got to go clean that deer because, we can't sit there. I mean, I'll sit there if it's, 4:30 and we got another hour of daylight. I'll sit there and hunt, but I'm not going to, he can't shoot another one.
Yeah.
So I've told him now, and he's like, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait on a better one. So he's let some decent deer go this year, actually, and last year.
Well, that's that
He killed a
maturing into
7-point.
a hunter. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's, to me, a kid should be able to shoot whatever they want. And if you're a grown man, you never hunt, shoot what you want until you're satisfied. I don't knock anybody for shooting. You shoot whatever makes you happy. If it's a 4-point or spike, whatever. I've just been hunting deer so long now that, it wouldn't hurt me if I didn't ever kill another deer. Now, I say that I love bow hunting almost as much as I do turkey hunting. But I've killed, I think the biggest deer I killed with my bow was 192 inches.
holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen a 192-inch deer. Dustin's got a big one on the wall.
I didn't kill it with no bow, though.
Yeah, hey, don't knock yourself. There's a lot of people, up until that point, I think I had seen 3 that were, in that category. That was all. If I'd had a rifle, I could have killed them, but I set a goal for myself. I wanted to kill a Boone and Crockett buck with my bow. And I told my wife, I said, I'm going to try, or I'm going to go to the dirt trying. And it just so happened that year 2021, it happened, and it was as crazy as,
Was that up in Illinois?
I hunted all. Do what now?
Was that deer in Illinois, or?
It was in Illinois on my lease. Yeah. It was.
That's where you need to go if you want to get one.
Man, I tell you, it was great. And it's just like everything else. It's just done fell off the last 3 or 4 years. It's year to year, really. You get a good year and you get a bad year. You get a good year and you get a bad year. Like I said, I've killed 1, 2, 3. That was my third Illinois buck. And like I said, I started hunting up there the year that they really got hit bad by CW or EHD.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I found, the first year I went up there, I found probably 8 deer that were just, anybody would have shot them. Big deer. And they were, every little water puddle you'd go to, it'd be a deer. And for the next 3 or 4 years, it was just that way. And I had a really good friend up there, and I made a bunch of good friends up there, and I still keep up with them. And I'm probably gonna start easing back at. I'm putting in for Kansas and Iowa this year though for deer. I've always wanted to go to Iowa and deer hunt. And if you want to kill a sure enough, like I said, now don't get me wrong, I killed a once in a lifetime deer in Illinois, but I hunted my tail off for that deer. I really did. It like drove my wife crazy. But Iowa has probably got for quality big deer. That's where I would want to go if I could go. But getting a tag, it takes 3, 4, 5 years.
We put in for our Iowa turkey tags, our preference points, because we got told it takes a couple years to get drawn for that.
Yeah. Iowa. I think Nevada and Arizona is probably
Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get to hunt them. I'm too old. I'll never get drawn. If I started today, I don't know if I'd get a Nevada tag.
And a lot of people, I've been asked, are you doing the 49 state slam? I am, and I'm not. I'd love. Don't get me wrong. I hope I do it. I'm 43, and
You got time. You and Dustin have time. I don't have the time. I don't think.
Don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying, if it took me 10 years to get drawn right now to hunt Nevada, and it may take longer, I'd be 70 dang years old.
You probably, you can go to Nevada and buy a landowner tag and hunt. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now that's getting scarce now.
And expensive.
I'm lucky enough. I know I have friends that live in Nevada, so I have kind of an inside connection. Not really, because they don't turkey hunt, but they know people that have land.
Yeah.
So I hope when I do get ready that may benefit me a little bit. If it doesn't, then it don't work out. So be it. I mean, I'm not real. I am wanting to kill one in every state, but if there's, I'm not going to try to jump through hoops to just do that. And I'm not even registering our birds when we kill them through the NW. That list don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
If I do it, I know I done it, and me and Mac, we'll know we done it. My thing is with him and traveling is he's a youth. Now, a lot of people don't think about this, but I did. Tags are expensive, and in some states, they're very expensive. Well, for a youth, in a lot of states, they're free.
Right.
A youth can hunt for free.
Good time to be doing it.
So I'm trying to get him as many states as I can while he's either, $25, $30 or free. Or, like, I forget what state it is. One state's full price. It was like $125. And I was like, really? I think it's, I want to say Montana. Pretty sure it was Montana. It was either Montana or Wyoming.
Well, one of those states out there, don't you have to be like 10 anyway before you can even hunt?
Yeah, Montana for sure.
Okay.
He had to have a little, so we had to go to the game and fish. I didn't know this. I had already got my tag online, and I always just go when we get there and get his.
Mm-hmm.
I had my tag already, but we actually had to go to the Montana. And luckily, where we were at was Miles City, because I don't know if y'all have ever been out that way, but you don't find many Walmarts in Montana.
No.
We were luckily enough, we were right around Miles City, and the Montana Game and Fish had an office there, and it was on a Friday, and it was like 3:30, and I was like, good Lord, we got to go. And man, I'll tell you what, I don't know if they'll ever listen, but Montana Game and Fish, they're probably the nicest people I have ever had to deal with as far as game and fish. I mean, I can't remember the lady's name, but she showed us maps, and she showed him. I mean, she took her time, and actually you could tell that she cared if he killed a turkey. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like she was just trying to push us through there and get him a turkey tag and all that, which she did, but she absolutely took her time with me and him, because I was, that was my first time to hunt Montana, and I had no idea what I was getting into. I knew I wanted to go turkey hunting, and that was it. But I mean, she took her time and explained everything, every little detail, where, we might be able to go talk to a rancher, because out there they have a lot of BLM land and stuff like that. And you have to go talk to the rancher before you can go on their property. You can't just walk out there and go on it like you would think. It don't work like that. It's kind of like a walk-in program. You go check in with the rancher, and they'll sign you a little waiver, and then you get gone. But she actually gave me a list of names to call and the phone numbers and all that. And I was like, man, this is amazing.
It actually worked out in your favor, huh?
Yeah, and it actually, ever since then, if I go anywhere, I hunted the Standing Rock Reservation, the Indian Reservation, because North Dakota doesn't sell non-resident turkey tags. That's the only state that has turkeys that don't sell non-resident tags.
Really? I didn't know that.
So North Dakota, you have to hunt Indian Reservation. Yeah.
I'll put that down in a notebook.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's nice, and their game wardens out there, they're tribal game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different world out there once you get out there. It really is. It was pretty awesome to me. I loved being out there, but man, that terrain and those turkeys are just crazy. That's the craziest Merriam I've ever hunted in my life. But that's another story. That's a long one. But the game and fish out there in North Dakota and South Dakota, because it's the same tribe right there, crosses the state line actually. Man, they were helpful, and I've learned, now you can get a hold to a lot of those game and fish different states, and they will help you out as much as they can. It's a little bit different than the South. I'm not talking bad about the South, but they're just not as quite as helpful.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if y'all ran into that.
I tend to agree with you. Just, well, even I don't know if maybe because there ain't as many turkey hunters in that part of the world. Now you may be talking deer hunting up in there too. I've really never deer hunted no further Midwest than Illinois. So I can't speak for that, but we haven't really even, have we ever ran into, I don't know if we've even ran into a game warden anywhere.
Oh, man.
No.
And we've, I
don't think so.
We've been on a lot of walk-in and, they're just, you don't run into, you go to a management area here in Alabama or Mississippi, they going to be 100, 200 people out there hunting something, especially first part of season.
Oh, yeah.
You can get up there in Kansas, South Dakota, maybe that might be a little different to Black Hills early. I don't know, but they just ain't that many people or
No.
So.
No, actually, it's funny. The first person that I seen from out of state in Montana was from Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah, they were turkey hunting. Actually, knew some people that they knew. I mean, 9 times out of 10, people that I see out of state turkey hunting are from the South.
Yeah, a lot of people. I got a friend, and when we go to Minnesota, he's going to be my go-to guy up there. They don't even understand why you want to hunt them.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you come all the way up here to kill a turkey?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would. So.
Yeah. When we were in Michigan, they were like that. There's guys, we stopped.
How is Michigan? How is Michigan with y'all door knock? But they got a lot of public up there? We're going to make a trip up there.
We just picked a bad weekend to go.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man. We went on it was the end of May. And every year at the end of May, they have all the people from Michigan, every part of Michigan go to this area that we were in. I don't like giving my areas away.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't tell locations, but the area we went to, they ride side by sides and 4-wheelers, and don't get me wrong, they have just as much right to be there as I do because it was definitely public and it's definitely legal. We just picked that weekend and we had no idea, and we woke up, we drove. I picked my buddy up. I hunt with a good friend of mine. He's from Indiana, and I picked him up in Indiana. It was on a Friday. And we were in Michigan by that night, and we just slept in the truck because we didn't know, I knew where I wanted to hunt, but I didn't know where I needed to stay. So we just slept in the truck, and I woke up and, man, heard a turkey gobbling, and I was like, oh, this is going to work out. Well, about that time, they want a 4-wheeler. And I was like, what in the world? Well, the turkey shut up. No more turkey. And I was like, well, we may need to move. So we moved, and it was raining that morning, so we really didn't see that many people. But, man, it quit raining, and it was like the woods came alive. It was people camping. It was people kayaking. It was people walking, riding side by side, dirt bikes. You name it, they were doing it. But they have been doing this since the early 80s in this area, and the locals told us, look, y'all may not want a turkey hunt here this weekend. And I was like, yeah, definitely don't want to be around all, Like I said, they were having a good time, and nothing wrong with that at all. We were just there at the wrong time. And luckily, I met a guy deer hunting that lived in Michigan, and I called him. I had his number in my phone. I always save numbers because you never know. I'm out of state. I never know what I'm going to need. I might break down, and need somebody to come help me with a flat or anything. If I meet somebody and they are willing enough to give me their phone number or a name and a phone number, I keep it. I just like you and Dustin, I got y'all's name and phone number, I believe, in my phone. And I know y'all, I always put the state beside the name. You know, but when you call or anything, if I call, it's Anthony in Alabama or Dustin in Alabama. And I know if I'm ever in Alabama, I may not need nothing, or I may just be calling and say, hey, I want to go turkey hunting in the morning. Because a lot of times I'll do that. You know, if I'm somewhere and I know I'm close, I'll say, hey, I'm going to go hunt some public in the morning. You know, y'all want to go sit under a tree? I've done that. No telling how many times. Like I said, my buddy Tanner lives in Indiana, and he's a lot younger than me. He's 26. But I'm going to tell you what, I give him the shirt off my back because that man, he's just, me and him hit it off. And I mean, we turkey hunt. He turkey hunts just like I do. He's just a lot younger than me. And I mean, he is a turkey hunter. But he grew up where turkeys are. And I mean, he's been doing it since he was 12. He's just as good a hunter as I am, though, I'll tell you that.
And that's what you need. That's why, just like we met you. I mean, that's how we got. You know, put your name and number in the phone, and
that's right.
Of course.
Well, like I said, you know, you never know. You're in Mississippi up here somewhere, or right here on the cross line in Tennessee, or even Arkansas, because I kind of live in a funny little. You know, I kind of live right on the bluff of the Delta. From my driveway, it's 25 miles to the river, which I can be in Arkansas. Or I can drive north about 45 minutes and I'll be in Tennessee. Or I can drive east an hour and a half and I'll be in Alabama. So I'm kind of in a neat little spot here because I don't have to go very far to be in a different state, in a bunch of different states. And that's kind of how I turkey hunt when I'm out of state. I'll try to find a little area where I can pop across a line and be in a different state. That way, if I kill a turkey, it won't take me but 45 minutes. I can kill another turkey if I got a tag.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Makes sense.
There. And I'm sure a lot of people do that. And then once the pressure kicks up and I see a lot of people, I'll move more to the middle of the state, or I'll move north, or I'll move south. I move a lot more than most people. And I don't mind moving at all. I mean, when I say move, I may move 3 hours, or I may move 30 minutes. And when moving to different public ground is what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's probably helped me kill more turkeys than a lot, and it may have not helped me kill some in some circumstances because, I probably could have stayed and went around the corner and maybe killed one, but, it's not all about the kill to me. I enjoy the experience and the hunt and all of it.
You don't know the people I've told that same thing to. I said, and me and Dustin, we just hit it off. But I've had more fun traveling with him. Just some of the crap you get into, the things you talk about. Hell, this thing podcast was just because we ride around talking all the time, and we said, well, we could do something like this, And it's just it's more to me about the trip. Now, do I want to kill a turkey? You doggone right, I want to kill one. But it ain't the end. Hard. It ain't the end of the world. Hey, we ain't never went nowhere. It was easy. I mean, it seems like everywhere we go, just the last minute, the last light before we got to leave. So
that's right. So and that's another thing with the young guys. I've met a bunch of them that truly love the turkey hunt, and and we usually I can about 10 minutes of talking to somebody, you can kind of tell whether what's on their mind and what kind of hunter they are, and it don't take you long, especially in the turkey woods. I mean, you pull up on somebody in WMA and you can kind of tell their demeanor, when you meet them, whether, they're nice or rude or, young and just don't know no better. But I've met a bunch of, that I know that are good trying to learn what's going on and this, but a lot of these guys are just trying to kill a turkey and they don't care how they do it. They don't care where they do it. It doesn't matter. They're trying to kill that turkey and move just to get another steak. And that's not what it's about. It's, don't get me wrong. I like killing a turkey and hearing, I love it. I love every part of it, of killing a turkey. I just, the game. That's what keeps me doing it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't keep doing it. But to a lot of these younger guys, I believe it's just they want to get to another state. They got to get to this state. They got to go get 5 states. They got to knock out 6 states this year. If you let that take over your mind, that you're missing it. You're missing the whole ball game.
Well, you're right, because when we were in South Dakota, we wanted to kill our turkey, but I wanted to see Mount Rushmore. I might never get back. I may never get back there again. It's the first time I'd ever been. I didn't. And heck, fire, I was in my 50s. I might not come back. I want to see the sights, see the people. When we were in Nebraska, we stayed in a little town. What was that town? Gothenburg? Was that what it was? Dustin? I think it was Gothenburg. Huh?
Yeah. Gothenburg.
Well, we did have a kind of a little plan, or a hopeful plan. We found a little diner, and that's where we might eat a late breakfast if we got through, or it rained, storm come in on us, or get back at lunchtime, have lunch there. And we made friends with full of well, everybody that's our age was working. It was weekdays, full of the older people. And we had a ball in there. We met so many people. Was kind of hoping somebody'd say, "Hey, I got a lot of turkeys. Come over here and hunt them." Of course, that didn't happen. But ask all kinds of questions. It's kind of funny. You sit there all camo, and they walk over and ask you, "What are y'all doing?" And well, man, kind of in camo, I'm not bass fishing. But
that's
just
right.
a friend. We had one old man. Heck, he was serving us coffee, and he was just in there eating breakfast.
Yeah, we thought he owned the place or something.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, he was just just good as gold. And that, we found that in somewhere in northern Nebraska. We stopped in some little old town, was headed to South Dakota.
Oh, that place was good.
And we stopped in there. I guess that was lunchtime, wasn't it? But or was it? It had to be. Unless we left.
Well, we stopped. We left Nebraska going to
South Dakota.
Yeah. Remember, we stopped in that little cattle town and ate at that restaurant where they made had all them fresh ingredient omelets and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, it was like an old bookstore thing. That place was awesome.
Well, yeah, I found some great eating places.
I go ahead. It's funny.
No, all I was saying is we find some really good eating places.
The 2023 season, when my wife went with me, man, she always makes fun of me because I'll eat just about anywhere. I'm not too picky. If it fills me up, I'm on the road, especially when I'm moving state to state, or like out in the West, if you kill a turkey in just say Nebraska and you're going to South Dakota, you got a pretty good drive ahead of you.
Yeah, that's a haul.
It's long, and it's usually I usually do it in the middle of the night, and I'm on the move. I'll stop at a gas station and get a burrito or a corn dog, or in the South, your gas stations have pretty good food, especially Mississippi. Gas station food in Mississippi is usually pretty, especially chicken and anything fried. It's usually pretty good. But out there, I have learned, man, especially Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, South Dakota even, man, breakfast burritos, they're out of this world out there. I've stopped in, now some of them are not so good, but about half and half. And some of them, there's one spot in Montana, if I'm within 100 miles, I'm going, because that's one of the best. It's all fresh, handmade, and it's kind of like a Subway. You tell them everything you want on it, and they put it on there. And one of the best breakfast burritos you'll get anywhere. And I'm a kind of a burrito fan myself. But
well, we were in Texas. We found, nobody even spoke English. In that little Mexican joint. Yeah. And man, it was true, authentic Mexican food. It was just, I didn't even know what I was ordering. I just kind of point out that right there, and shoot.
That was good.
My wife traveled. She's been with me all over the country, and I've been all over the country, just not just hunting, but vacations and here and there, and I've always liked to travel. I mean, when we were younger, I mean, we may wake up tomorrow before we had kids. I mean, we'd wake up on a Friday. We just drive to the coast for the weekend for the fun of it. I mean, we've always just been that way. And once I started traveling turkey hunting and traveling deer hunting and all that, but more turkey hunting, I'd come home and I'd tell her, I'd be like, look, I went to this place and it was awesome. And she was like, dang, I wish I'd have went. I said, I wish you could go with me too. And that was before kids got older, and I'd go for 3 or 4 days, but I may go 18 hours one way. But that's just, I don't mind driving. And I mean, I'd drive there, hunt 2 days, and drive home on a Sunday, be back at work on Monday. And I'd be telling her, look, man, this place here is awesome when we go, when you're able to go with me. And now she's getting, now the kids are older and she can go with me. Yeah. And I love her. She killed her first turkey ever was a Rio in Kansas. That's not crazy. But anyway, I kept telling her, I was like, I never would have dreamed a turkey would have taken me places that I'd have never been in my life. But what I'm getting to is I went to South Dakota the first time, and I think that was 2015 or 16, I think. But I got there, and I'd been driving on. I drove from Minnesota to South Dakota, if that tells you anything.
Oh, yeah, that tells me a lot.
One way. I never stopped. I stopped for gas or diesel. I drive a diesel, but I stopped for diesel, and that's it. Now, when I get something on my mind, I'm pretty dead set on getting there. And she's worried to death about me because I'm driving. But with my job, I'm kind of used to being up long hours anyway. So she'd check on me, call me, text me, just making sure I'm all right. But I think it was about I want to say I drove 18 or 19 hours straight from Minnesota. And I got there, and man, I was so excited. I couldn't even hardly sleep. I was just wore out, tired. And I stayed in Deadwood. And, man, it was cold. And I didn't have enough clothes because I had been in Minnesota. It was pretty warm, and it was in May.
Yeah.
I got South Dakota. I stepped out of the truck, and my feet hit the snow. I said, my Lord. I said, I don't have enough clothes. And I started digging. I mean, I found old pair of gloves and stuff under the seat of my truck just to put on. I was wearing 2 or 3 pair of socks. I mean, it was cold. I mean, when I say cold for a Mississippi fella, if it's 40 here, I'm cold. When I get out of the truck, it was like 19. And I was like, it ain't no way I'm finna hunt a turkey in the snow in 9,500 feet above sea level when I'm used to being at about 300. And I said, I'm crazy. I got to be crazy. And I get out of the truck and I hear them turkeys gobbling, and everything changed. But what I'm getting to is I'm country as a turnip green now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm just country. But she said, where are you at? And I said, I'm in South Dakota in the Black Hills. I said, I done told you. She's like, but what city are you close to? I said, well, I think it's Rapid City or Cedar Rapids or something like that. And she said, okay, let me look. She said, you're literally like 2 miles from Mount Rushmore. Mm-hmm. And I said, really? I had no idea. I swear, I put my hand on the Bible. I did not know. I mean, like I said, I mean, I had never been there. I never, I went to school, but, who's paying attention? I wasn't paying attention when they told me where Mount Rushmore was at. I had no idea. And actually, it was funny. I had killed a turkey and already had breasted it out, and had a lady at some little podunk store there and right outside of Deadwood. Actually, took my picture with the turkey because I was by myself, and she took my picture with the turkey, and I went on and breasted it out and cut spurs, which was just little nubs on that Merriam, but pulled the beard out and had it all. I got the fan, put it because I keep spurs, fan, beard off every turkey. I got every one of them from when I started. I mean, I have a shed full of them. But anyway, she's like, "You're right by Mount Rushmore. You got to go see it." And I was like, "Well, heck yeah!" I was like, "I'm going to see it." And so I put it in my phone, Google Map or whatever, and here I go. And man, I was from where I killed my turkey to Mount Rushmore was no longer than 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I could have took my picture right here. And it's people everywhere. I mean, it was tourists everywhere. I was like, any one of them would have took my picture. And here I am. I sit up there and I eat my lunch. And then I drove to Nebraska and got my teeth kicked in by turkeys. But
yeah, we learned the hard way. We was hunting. I don't know what you call that, where we was walk-in land, but a lot of drainage, big, the turkeys come down, and we didn't know they flew up to the tops of I'd call it a hill, but it ain't really a hill.
In Nebraska?
Yeah, Nebraska.
Oh yeah, man. That well, that was my problem.
I didn't know. We didn't know. We just two rednecks from Alabama decided.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we were just going to South Dakota, and as we're making our road map, how we're going to get there, and all, I'm going, well, hell, we're going to be in Kansas. We might as well hunt a few days while we're in Kansas. And next thing we know, we got to go right through Nebraska.
That's the same way I was. And I done the same thing.
So we ended up, I guess that was probably one of our longest trips. I was ready to come home. I was already older than y'all are. So,
Well, I talked to y'all. I think I talked to you on your way home. You was like, man, I'm just ready to go home. It rained and it was cold. And
man,
I was like, man, I can't. Because I was trying to encourage you to stay, and you was like, man, we just ready to go home. And I was like, well, I know that feeling. I do know that. When I left Nebraska, I don't give up much, but they had run me ragged. And I mean, I was hunting them wrong is what I was doing. And, I figured that out. Which I had never really hunted a bunch of Merriams,
Yeah.
And them Merriams, if you let them, they will run you ragged.
Well,
if you try to keep up with them on the mountains, it ain't happening. It is not happening.
Well, everywhere we went, when we was in Nebraska, I mean, it held on us. It stormed. Everything was muddy. We had some pretty days. Don't get me wrong. The sky'd clear up and, whatever. But and we was doing the same thing. We could go back. I guarantee you we'd go back tomorrow if it was season. And I ain't gonna say we kill one. I quit saying that. I used to. I
think we'd get on a bird.
We'd be on a bird that morning, and knowing what we know now, I believe we'd kill probably might not be that first morning, but we'd kill one. We'd both kill one.
Yeah,
because it was the last day when Dustin killed his. We had to leave. We was headed. We was going to be hunting that next evening, so. We spent the night and got up early and drove all day to get to, dadgummit. I done went blank on the, Rockersville. Rockersville's where we were staying at, which is right outside of Rapid City, right there by Mount Rushmore. Custer State Park and all that good stuff. That's when I even told Dustin, I said, I'm coming back here and we're going to come back here on vacation. And that's what we did. We did it this summer. We flew up and rented a car, cheapest vacation I believe I've ever had. Me and her stayed a week for under $2,000, and we did everything we wanted to do. It's just
nice.
Oh,
a lot of nice people too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I tell anybody, South Dakota, right in that area, man. If the winters wasn't so bad, I'd move there.
Yeah.
But I talked to one guy and he said it was negative 25 one day, and I was like, I'm out on that.
Me and her, we rode over to Wyoming. We wanted to see Devil's Tower while we was there. And we stopped.
I killed my turkey not too far from there.
Oh, yeah? I think, didn't you take a picture out there with it kind of?
I did.
I thought so, yep.
I did.
And that's what I told her. I said, that's exactly where I'm going. I said, old turkey might be stinking by the time I get there, but if I kill one in Wyoming, it's going to be in front. I'm going to get a picture in front of Devil's Tower with it. But she likes to hike and do that kind of stuff. And so, I mean, we were
There's something about the West, man. I say every year, I ain't going out West. And I'm not this year, but Next year, I'll be out there somewhere. I'm going east this year, but
well, tell us a little bit about this year. Tell us,
man.
Where are you?
Like I said,
I know you might not be locked down, but what are y'all hoping for?
I am hoping, and this is just hoping. I don't have no definite plans ever, but when I leave the house, I'm going to kill turkey somewhere. And I have a state picked out, but I don't have 5 or 6. But
yeah.
Like I said, I hunt with the guy, my buddy Tanner from Indiana. So he's going to drive. He has killed a bird in Mississippi, but he's going to drive down, and we may hunt here opening weekend. May not. I'm not sure. I know I'll hunt here opening weekend. I hadn't missed one in, I don't know, probably 15 years or maybe 20. But we're going to go to Florida because he's never killed a Florida bird. And I got a free invite, so I'm probably just going to let him have my bird or whatever. I don't have to kill a turkey. I don't have to kill one there. And then we'll come back here and probably hunt here again, maybe in Mississippi. And then he'll go home. He lives in Indiana, but he drew a Delaware tag and I did not. So he's got a Delaware tag, and we both put in or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't get one. And so my plan, I want to hunt. I want to meet him in Indiana. We'll probably hit Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, Vermont. That's somewhere in that area.
So you pretty much you northeast as northeast as you can get, especially if you make it to Maine.
Depending on how long it takes,
Yeah.
And as far as, I'm not in no hurry by no means, but if we both kill a turkey and Mac kills one, Max, I'm not throwing him under the bus. He'll be 13 this year. There's not many 13-year-olds that hunt like him, and there's not many 13-year-olds that love to turkey hunt like him. There's a few. I've met them and I've seen them. But he will hunt all day long. He won't ever hear him complain. He might say, I'm tired, but that's about it. Or I'm hungry. He says I'm hungry a lot.
Well, that age, you are hungry a lot. That's
right. And I know, and I understand that. And I know we're way big. Our strides are about 3 of his. So and that's another thing a lot of people don't think about when I'm out of state too, is I've usually got him with me. So it takes me a little longer, because I'm not just leaving him, I'm not leaving him behind or nothing like that. He's right there with me. So, and that altitude and all that gets to him too, out west. But, I'll have him with me, and, we'll just take it one day at a time. If we kill one, we all kill one the first, day or two, we'll move to the next day, but I'm the kind of person, if we're not killing them, or if we're not at least really close to killing them, I'll move. And, we may come back through there on the way home.
Well, all those states, they're over the counter anyway. I guess that's it. Maybe.
That's right. Those are all over the counter. And I would love to come back through, like maybe West Virginia or Virginia. I actually know some guys there. And I would like to come back through Kentucky and drop him off in Indiana and then come on back home. But who knows how that'll work out. That'll depend on how the turkeys want to act.
Yeah,
we may get it to Pennsylvania. I really want to kill one in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania and New York are my two. It's pretty up there. I've been there before. I had never turkey hunted there, but I've been through there and been around. I have a family that lives in Ohio, so that shouldn't be a problem. But Pennsylvania, New York, and probably Maine and Vermont, and we'll definitely call to a turkey there. May not, we may not kill one, but we'll give them a good go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Anybody just drive up Talladega National Forest like you did last year and kill 2 in an hour and you done. I don't have no doubts you won't get on one.
Man, I don't know if I'm just real lucky. I don't know. You won't never hear me say I'm that good. But knock on wood, almost I have been on turkeys everywhere I have went. Now, I have not killed every time everywhere I went, but I don't know anybody that has.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody that is can do that. But I at least have heard turkeys in the area. Most everywhere I went, I think I've went 2 or 3 different, national forests somewhere here and there that, I may not hear one or I may not see no tracks but soon as I make that my mind up that, hey, something ain't right or they're just not here right now, I move. Like I said, I move and that may hurt me. I don't know, but so far it's worked to my advantage. And like I said, I my woodsmanship, and it's definitely not my calling, but I'm decent, but I'm not nowhere near no professional.
Well, that's what I tell everybody.
I tell you what,
I feel like I call good enough to call a turkey up. I don't care.
If you got enough time and patience, you patience and time will kill a turkey way before anything else. Just don't quit.
There you go.
Heck, Mac's first turkey he ever killed was on a national forest here in Mississippi. I will not name it. But we started hunting that morning. It was 4:30. He killed his turkey that afternoon. It was 6:14. And we hunted. We never left. We hunted all day long. And it was actually the same group of turkeys that we heard on the limb that morning. It was 4 gobblers. And he killed that. He killed the biggest one in that group. Is on my wall right now at 6:14 that afternoon. So the proof's in the pudding. If you just stick with them.
And I want to tell you what.
You can.
That's the truest words you said all night. You just got to stick with them. Stick with it. Don't give up.
That'll get them most of the time. And if you don't, they're going to win. A turkey is going to win a lot more than you are. I can tell you that. If I hadn't learned anything from turkey hunting, I've learned that a turkey is going to win way more than you are most of the time.
I agree.
And that's just.
But that's why you hunt. If it was easy, we wouldn't be doing it.
That's right. Well, I can tell you this: if they didn't gobble, I wouldn't hunt them. That's just.
Well, I never would have. That's what hooked me was the gobble.
That's what got me.
When I hit that call and that turkey gobbled back to me, and I knew he was talking to me, it was over. It was over. I mean, I was hooked.
I think that's what gets everybody, in my opinion. I would. That's what I do it for. I do it for the gobble. I mean, if they don't gobble, they're hard to kill if they don't gobble. Believe me.
Yeah.
Here in Mississippi, they may gobble 155 times on a limb, but a lot of times now they done been educated, especially on public ground. When they hit that ground, they might give you a little gobble, but it ain't gonna be much.
Yep.
And every turkey's different too. You might find one he's gobbling his head off on the ground. I can't tell you about every turkey, but the ones I hunt seem to be fairly smart and hunted a lot. And once they hit the ground, you'll hear them spit and drum. And when you hear that, you better get your eye on the sight.
Mm-hmm. Better have that safety off. Be ready.
Yeah, you better be ready because he's going to probably come from where you're not expecting.
Yep.
That's another thing. Matt can tell you all about that from last year. His first day of opening season.
We'll get you back on here and get him on here one night. Get some of his.
Man, I tell you, I don't know if I want him or he might tell y'all all my tricks.
Well, hey, I'll give you credit. You kept them close to the vest tonight. So
yeah, man, I don't mind helping somebody else out. I mean, I'll help out if I can. But I'm not going to dig deep in my basket.
There you go. That's a turkey hunter. That's just
yeah.
Turkey hunters. And if people don't like it, they don't need to get into this this side of it. That's all I can tell them. Experience is going to be your best teacher anyway.
Yeah. I told my wife before, I have actually drove her car before, so people don't know my truck. Sad as that is to say. But around here, man, in a small town, especially Mississippi, Alabama, just the south, southeast, but people know what you drive. I work in town, and everybody knows who I am just about. But they see my truck, even if I'm deer hunting, they know I'm hunting a big deer. Or if I'm hunting, I've seen a big deer, and they see my truck parked somewhere or something. They know I'm hunting turkeys. Well, they know there's turkeys there. So, it's got its goods and its bads, but
yeah,
I still manage every now and then.
Well, look, I know we kept you on here a good while tonight.
Yes, sir.
Fire.
It ain't no problem.
It has been one of the best talks we've had, I think.
And we've been waiting a while to do this. So.
Yeah.
I remember when y'all said y'all were starting this thing.
Yep. Well, we've been talking about getting you on. We figured, he might not even want to even talk to us. So, but we're trying to do this. It's turkey time now. So so it's time.
That's right.
If the folks don't like what we talk about, they don't have to listen to it. But
that's right.
It's a good one. That's fun. Well, it's fun. I mean, the work for me starts now when we get through. I won't get it done tonight, but this will probably end up being a 2-parter. I mean, we're running on 2 hours now. I know Dustin's an hour ahead of us, so.
Oh, he's in East Tennessee.
Yeah, he's over there. Yeah, Johnson City.
Johnson.
So
I've heard a song or two about that.
Yeah, no joke. Well, I've made it. I'm here.
Maybe he can write us a song about John. He better have us some turkey land lined up before he comes back. I've been getting enough pictures of them,
man, there's a lot of turkeys here.
Man, there's a bunch of turkeys in Tennessee.
Yep,
and deer too. But turkeys, there's two properties that we're working on right now. I'm talking about they're just loaded up, and a guy that works for me back home, he travels with me, and he was talking to the landowner today, and the landowner's like, "Yeah, we got people in the family that deer hunt, but nobody turkey hunts." And he told me, he said, "I'm gonna have this worked out." I said, "Well, we got a right of entry for 1 year on this property, so I don't think that covers turkey hunting."
Well, that's some good information, though.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, and I do know there's some public ground about 12 miles from where we're at, because one of the guys that's running an excavator for me here, he lives, his land joins it, and he said, "Man, anytime," he said, "I can show you where turkeys are at." So if we ever decide to come hunt the hills up here in East Tennessee, I mean, I got us a good contact anyway.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, look, we ain't gonna hold you on here no more. I will wish you
all right.
Good luck.
We'll see you. We'll see you at the NWTF.
Yes,
for sure.
yes, for sure.
Oh,
you call or text, and let's meet up while we're there. And
man, yeah, I'll be more than happy to.
We're gonna be there most of the week, so we'll be there. Whatever day you're there,
I imagine I'll be there a day or two.
There you go. Well, good deal. Hey, I appreciate it, and
yes, sir.
Like
I hope y'all have a safe trip up there too.
Well, you too,
yes,
and
sir.
all your travels.
Hope
you get one in every state you go to.
Man.
Well, more than that, I hope Matt gets
too.
one. I don't really care if you get one.
That's right. That's right. Well, I will tell them y'all said good luck, and I appreciate it.
All right. When we'll talk to you.
All right.
Talk
See
to you
y'all later.
soon. All right.
All righty.
Well, there you have it. This is going to be a 2-parter, my friend.
Well, we definitely got to get him back on the line after turkey season. And
yes.
Do a post follow up.
That's right. We'll get Mac on there too. That way we'll get the real story then.
Yeah, that guy there, he can kill the turkey.
It's like he has a radar. I don't understand it. And I should have brought it up when he was talking about Florida, carrying his buddy to that other place. Hell, all he's got to do is come back to whatever the hell it's called. You know, he hunted
I
some
like 'em.
management area. They went right in there and killed. I mean, so.
Well, they hunted. Me and you left. They were hunting their first morning on private. They killed 2 birds at daylight, and the next thing you know, they're on management.
They're on a management area, and they killed. He killed one there, didn't he?
We hadn't even made it. Yeah, we hadn't even made it to I-10 yet.
No, I'm telling you.
And they were done.
That's right.
And that's 30 miles. Yeah.
It was, and I bet, let's see, you killed, and I'd missed mine, and they done shot more birds than we had the opportunity to shoot that one morning. So
yeah,
something else. Well, look, I know it's late for you, and we're going to just skip the turkey story tonight. Sorry, folks. If I can come up with one, I'll splice one in here or something. Well, for sure.
We'll double up next week.
There you go. Well, this is going to be a 2-parter, so we might come back in on that second one, and at where we ended at, we'll have us a story. So, all right. Too late to beg people, so I ain't going to beg them, and I say we just get on off here.
All righty.
All right, buddy. We'll tell, everybody that hung around this long, I appreciate it. And like I said, go out there and share us with your friends and go give us a 5-star review. We will talk to you next week.